Ah, welcome back, beauties. The time has come. The moment has arrived for you to embrace the weight of what you have done. For you see, you have unmasked their lies, stripped the veils of deceit from their faces, and shown them to the world for what they truly are. And now, my friends, they are spiraling. The chaos that they once controlled, the world they built on falsehoods, is now crumbling beneath their feet, and you were the hand that set it all into motion. Does that make you feel powerful? Does that make your blood surge with that delicious, dangerous feeling of knowing that they are now at the mercy of their own twisted game? Good. Hold on to that. Relish it. You weren't meant to win, not in their eyes. You were supposed to remain quiet, to stay in your lane, to play by their rules. You weren't supposed to see through the cracks, to notice the lies, to catch them in the act. You were supposed to be their pawn, their silent spectator, their unwitting accomplice. But you weren't. You rose. You saw. You exposed. And now they are spiraling, like rats in a maze with no way out, chasing the echoes of their own deception. Do you feel the weight of what you've done? How it feels to watch them falter, to hear their nervous whispers, to see the sweat form on their brows as they scramble for answers? This is the price they pay for thinking they could outwit you. They underestimated you, thought you too naive, too soft, too trusting. But you were always stronger, always sharper, always one step ahead. And now that you've pulled back the curtain on their lies, they can't run, they can't hide, they can't fix what's been exposed. They've been trapped in their own web of deceit. And you are the one holding the scissors. It's beautiful, isn't it? The way their arrogance has turned to fear, the way their smooth words have become tangled, stumbling over themselves, betraying the panic they now feel. The truth always has a way of finding its way to the surface, no matter how deep they bury it, no matter how hard they try to conceal it. They thought they could drown the truth in their lies, but the more they tried, the louder the truth became. It seeped through the cracks, bled into every corner until it overwhelmed them, forcing them to confront the reality they so desperately wanted to keep hidden. And now, they are spiraling, grasping at straws, desperately trying to keep control over a world that no longer bends to their will. But here's the thing, they can't stop it. No matter how much they try, the damage is done. They can try to spin new lies, to twist the narrative in their favor, but it won't matter. The truth has already been spoken, and once it's out, there's no going back. They can burn, they can scream, they can curse your name all they want, but it won't change a damn thing. You have exposed them for what they are, and that is something they can never undo. And you, my dear, you have unleashed a force they cannot control. You've pushed them into a corner, and they have no way out. They thought they could keep you in the dark. They thought they could keep you blind to the manipulation, to the lies, to the deceit. But you saw through it. You saw them for what they truly are. And now, they are left to deal with the consequences of their own actions. Their lies have no power anymore, not over you, not over anyone. They have been unmasked, and there is nothing they can do to put the mask back on. They are exposed, vulnerable, weak, and it's beautiful to watch. It's strange, isn't it? How they once held all the cards, how they once controlled the game, how they once believed they were untouchable. But look at them now. Look at how far they've fallen. Look at how desperate they've become. You took their power, ripped it from their hands, and turned it against them. And now they're scrambling, trying to patch up the gaping holes in their lives, trying to salvage whatever shred of dignity they have left. But it's too late for them. Their time is up. They're spiraling, falling apart in slow motion, and you're standing there, watching it all unfold. It's not about revenge, though. It's not about making them pay for their lies. No, this is about power. This is about control. This is about reclaiming what they took from you. You've seen through their masks, exposed the truths they so desperately tried to bury. And now you hold the power. You hold the truth. And the truth is your weapon. You don't need to lift a finger to bring them down. They will do it themselves. They will implode. They will self-destruct. And you will watch it happen from a distance, knowing you were the one who set it all in motion. But here's the thing. Don't let their spiraling distract you. Don't let their desperation cloud your focus. You have a purpose, a goal, a vision that goes beyond watching them fall. You did what you had to do. You exposed their lies, and now it's time for you to move forward. Don't get caught up in their chaos. Let them tear each other apart. Let them fight over the scraps of their crumbling empire. You are above that now. You have moved beyond their petty games, beyond their manipulation, beyond their deception. Your path is clear, and nothing, not even their desperate attempts to drag you back into their web, can stop you now. So keep going. Keep pushing forward. Keep claiming your power, because the moment you unmasked their lies, you changed the game. You took control. You saw them for what they really are, and now they have no choice but to watch as you rise. They can no longer stop you, no longer manipulate you, no longer use you. You are free. You are unstoppable. And as they spiral, as they struggle to hold on to their crumbling world, you will continue to rise higher and higher, leaving them behind in the dust of their own destruction. This is just the beginning. The moment you unmasked their lies, you opened a door to a new reality, a reality where you control the narrative. And they are nothing but shadows in your wake. They are nothing but the remnants of a world that you have outgrown. And as they spiral further and further into their own lies, you will be the one who emerges victorious, the one who stands tall in the face of everything they tried to do to you. Remember this. They never saw you coming. They never thought you'd be the one to expose them. But you did. And now, as they spiral, as they crash and burn, you will be the one to rise from the ashes, stronger, smarter, and more dangerous than ever before. Keep moving forward. Keep showing the world who you really are, because you have unmasked their lies, and now they are spiraling, and there's nothing they can do to stop it. They may scream, they may fight, they may beg for mercy, but nothing they do can change the fact that the truth is now out there, exposed for all to see. They wanted power, they wanted control, but they miscalculated the strength it takes to truly hold power. Power isn't just about manipulation. It's not about clever words or cunning smiles. Power is about truth. Power is about being unafraid to stand alone, to stand tall, even when the world around you is crumbling. And now they stand crumbling, while you stand on the solid foundation of the truth. It's hard for them to understand. After all, their entire existence has been based on lies. Their every move, their every word, has been a calculated attempt to maintain control, to keep everyone else in the dark, to keep you in the dark. They thought that if they manipulated the right people, made the right deals, twisted the right stories, they could get away with it. They thought that their power, their influence, their control would be enough to make the truth stay hidden forever. But you were never meant to be their pawn. You were never meant to fall for their lies. You were never supposed to see through the facade, to lift the curtain on their carefully crafted world. They didn't count on you being sharp, being clever, being brave enough to expose what they had so carefully concealed. They didn't expect you to rise up and say, "No more." They didn't think you had it in you, but you do. And now, they're losing their grip. The weight of their deception is pulling them down, and you're the one holding the strings. The beautiful thing is, they can't stop it. They can scream, they can beg, they can try to spin new lies, but the truth is like fire. It can't be controlled once it's out. Once it's been set loose, it consumes everything in its path, and the more they try to put it out, the more it spreads. The more they struggle, the more they unravel. Their tightly knit web of lies is coming apart, thread by thread, and you're the one who has made it happen. You were the one who had the courage to face the truth, to question the narrative they fed you, to challenge the very foundation of their deceit. And now you're watching the aftermath. It's not a pretty sight. Watching someone spiral, watching them squirm under the weight of their own lies. It's a dark thing to witness, but it's necessary. You didn't ask for this. You didn't want this. But now that the truth is out, now that their lies are exposed, you can't look away. And neither can they. They can't move forward. Not anymore. They've been exposed for what they truly are. Every moment of power they once had is slipping away. Every smile they used to give is hollow now. Every word they speak is filled with desperation, with an underlying fear they can't hide. They no longer have the control they once did. They no longer have the upper hand. They are powerless, and it's all because of you. And that's the part that stings the most, isn't it? The fact that they can't blame anyone else. They can't point to anyone else. They can't even spin this into a narrative where they're the victims. No, the truth is too clear. They are the architects of their own downfall. And you're the one who brought it all to light. It's a strange, surreal feeling, isn't it? The sense of power that comes with knowing you've unmasked their lies, exposed them for what they are. There's a part of you that wants to bask in the satisfaction, to enjoy the fact that they're squirming, that they're flailing, that they have no idea how to recover. But there's also a dark part of you that realizes how fragile it all is, how quickly everything can unravel. You've seen the way they've lived, the way they've used their lies as a shield, the way they've manipulated everything and everyone around them. And now that shield is gone. They're vulnerable, they're exposed, and in that vulnerability, there's something unsettling. They say that when people are backed into a corner, that's when they're most dangerous. It's when they have nothing left to lose, that they lash out, that they try to burn everything to the ground. And you know they're going to fight back. They're going to fight like hell, to try to regain control, to try to salvage their reputation, to try to put the mask back on. But here's the truth. It's too late. The mask is gone. The lies are exposed. And no matter how hard they fight, no matter how much they scream, the truth won't go away. And that's the part that's truly beautiful, isn't it? The fact that you are no longer afraid. You are no longer intimidated by their power, by their influence, by their ability to manipulate the narrative. They can fight, they can resist, they can make all the noise they want. But the truth is unshakable. It doesn't bend, it doesn't twist, it doesn't break. And in the end, it will always be stronger than their lies. So as they spiral, as they try to crawl back to the heights they once occupied, you watch. You watch as they drown in the very lies they used to rule with. You watch as they struggle to stay afloat, desperately reaching for anything that can help them, but finding only the cold, hard truth that they've been running from all this time. It's a beautiful sight, really, when you think about it. Watching someone who once held so much power, so much influence, crumble beneath the weight of their own deceit. It's a reminder of just how fragile their world really was. You've seen it before, haven't you? The people who live their lives with a facade, with layers upon layers of lies, pretending to be something they're not, pretending to hold power they don't really have. And it works, for a time. People believe the lies, People buy into the narrative they've crafted. But the truth always comes out. It might take years, it might take decades, but it always finds a way to break through. And when it does, when it finally reveals itself to the world, it's unstoppable. And that's where they are now, at the end of their lives, at the end of their reign. They have nothing left but the truth, and it's too late to hide from it now. They can try to twist it, they can try to reframe it, but the world has already seen what they really are. And now, as they spiral, you stand in the quiet aftermath, knowing that the power has shifted, knowing that the world you once feared, the world they controlled, is now yours for the taking. They can no longer hurt you. They can no longer manipulate you. They can no longer lie to you. This is your time. This is your moment. You've unmasked their lies, and now it's your world. They're spiraling, and you're the one who set it all in motion. You're the one who made it happen, and no one, not a single soul, can take that from you. The power is yours, and you have earned every bit of it. What you did was no small feat. It wasn't easy, it wasn't quick, and it wasn't without cost. The path you walked wasn't smooth, and along the way, there were moments of doubt, moments of fear, moments when the weight of the truth almost crushed you. But you kept moving forward. You kept your eyes on the prize. You were relentless. And now, as you stand in the aftermath, with their lies exposed for all the world to see, you realize that there's no going back. You can never return to the person you were before you unmasked them. The veil has been lifted, the game has been changed, and you are no longer just a player in their world. You are the creator of your own destiny. Isn't it fascinating how a single action, a single choice, can shift the entire course of your life? You didn't have to do what you did. You didn't have to expose them, to challenge the status quo, to risk it all. But you did. And now, as you look back at the wreckage they've left behind, as you watch them struggle and scramble, you realize just how much power one person can wield when they decide to stand in their truth. You see, the lies they told weren't just lies. They were weapons, tools they used to maintain control. They built their empire on deceit, manipulating everyone in their path, holding the strings and pulling the puppets dance. They thought they were untouchable. They thought they had everyone fooled, but you saw through it. You had the strength to question the narrative, to dig deeper, to uncover the hidden truths that they so carefully guarded. And that's where they faltered. They underestimated you. They didn't realize that you had the power to bring their world crashing down. And now, they're spinning in circles, trying to regain the control they once had. But the harder they fight, the more they sink into the quicksand of their own making. Every attempt to silence the truth, to distort the facts, only makes the spiral worse. They can try to shift the narrative, to play the victim, to turn the tables, but it won't work. The truth is too powerful, too undeniable. You've shown the world who they really are, and there's no unseeing it. They will never be able to erase the stain you've left on their legacy. You've written a new chapter, and there's no way they can rewrite it. But let's talk about the danger in all this. There's a danger in truth, a darkness in the power it holds. Because once you've seen the truth, once you've exposed it, it becomes impossible to ignore. It changes everything. There's no going back to your ignorance, no going back to the comfort of the lie. You can't unsee what you've seen, and once the veil has been lifted, there's no comfort in pretending that everything is the same. It's the same for them too. They can't go back. They can't erase the fact that you've unmasked them. Their lives are forever altered. They may try to rebuild. They may try to reclaim some semblance of control. But the truth has already shattered their world, and they will never have the same power again. It's a strange, dark feeling to realize that you've ruined someone's world, that you've torn apart the very foundation of their existence. It's not about revenge, not really. It's about the truth. And the truth, my friend, doesn't care about morality. It doesn't care about right or wrong. It simply is. And once it's unleashed, it's unstoppable. And yet, there's something almost poetic in it. The way they thought they could play with your mind. The way they thought they could twist reality and make you believe in their false narrative. They underestimated you. They thought you were weak, thought you were easily manipulated, thought they could control the narrative around you. But you were never their puppet. You were never going to stay in the shadows of their lies. You were always going to rise up and expose them for what they were. And that, my dear, is what has sent them spiraling. There's a cold, brutal kind of satisfaction in watching someone who once had control, who once had power, slowly lose it all. Watching them lose their grip, watching them flail as they try to keep their world intact, as they try to hold on to the illusions they built. But the truth is a wrecking ball. And you swung it with precision. Now, as you watch them crash and burn, you realize something important. They were never as strong as they thought. Their lies were built on a foundation of weakness, a brittle shell that could only hold up for so long. And now that shell is cracked. The thing is, their spiraling won't stop with them. Number, it's a ripple effect. You've unmasked them, yes, but you've also unmasked the systems they built, the networks they manipulated, the people they controlled. You've thrown everything into chaos, and now it's not just them who is spiraling. It's everyone who ever fell for their lies. It's everyone who ever bought into the illusion they created. And you stand at the epicenter of this storm, the eye of the hurricane, watching the world around you tear itself apart. But you're not afraid. You're not backing down. You're not retreating. No, you're standing tall because you know the truth. You've always known the truth. And now, that truth is your weapon. The fact is, there are those who will try to twist what you've done. They'll try to discredit you, to paint you as the villain, to accuse you of causing all this chaos. They'll say, you're the one who's destabilizing everything. They'll tell you that you're the one who started the fire. But here's the thing, the fire was always there. It was just waiting to be ignited. All you did was expose the spark, and now they can't control it. The flames are out of their hands, and they're running around trying to put out something they can't even understand. This is your moment, and you must realize it for what it is. The world you've been living in is no longer the same. You have changed it. You've changed everything. You've exposed the system, shattered the illusion, and given others the courage to see beyond the lies. You've given them the courage to question, to challenge, to rise up. And that is power. That is real power. You're no longer a player in their game. You've created your own. You're no longer bound by their rules, by their lies, by their twisted narratives. You've broken free. And now, the world belongs to you. They can scream. They can twist. They can try to bury the truth. But it won't work. The world has seen what you've done, and the truth is out there. And as for them, they're spiraling, and they always will be. Because once you unmask the lies, there's no going back. The question now is, what are you going to do with all this power? What will you do with the truth? You have the world in your hands. You have the strength to rebuild, to reshape, to forge a new path. The old system, the old lies, they're gone. And now, you are the one who gets to decide what happens next. So, stand tall. Don't be afraid. You've already done the hardest part. You've unmasked the lies, and now you're in control. It's your world now, and no one, not a single soul, can take that from you. In the end, you've done what many could never dare to do. You've exposed the truth, unmasked their lies, and reclaimed the power that was always yours. As they spiral in their desperation, remember this: no one can ever take this victory from you. The truth is yours to hold, and now you shape your own destiny. Stand tall, for you are the one who controls the narrative, and the world is yours to command.